How to configure your mailing list with MailingBoss inside BuilderAll. Let's go. In this short video, we'll be looking at the following topics. We'll take a look at what does it mean to have a subscribe confirm email, followed by a subscription confirm approval email. I'll explore what an unsubscribe confirm email is. I'll also show you what an welcome email, which is an optional feature. We'll look at how to amend the list that you've created and how to configure notifications when someone subscribes to your list. Speaking of subscribing, we'll look at how to configure subscriber actions, and finally we'll delve into how to look for the company details to edit. And don't forget, if you have found these videos to be of use to you, then please be a good sport and subscribe, like and share the videos. Back in episode 2, I showed you how to create a simple mailing list called Barcelona Computing Club. So for the rest of this video, let me show you how to get the rest of the advanced features. And the way to do this is click on this update button, which I'll do for you right now. When the screen refreshes, it looks very something similar to what we had before. We've already created a name, display name, and a description as well as the tags. But we haven't looked at other shortcuts which will lead us to advanced actions. So the first one I want to demonstrate is the company details button. I'm going to go ahead and click on that for you right now. So this is what the company details page will look like. I've already keyed ahead information which will reflect the computer club that we're representing. Now when you enter this page on your screen, treat this very seriously, because BuilderAll would follow the Anti-Spam Act, which is a legal part of the legislation you need to follow. When you're done with the information, click on Save Changes and you're back to your original screen. So the next button I'm going to click on for you is the Subscriber Actions button. Let's go ahead with that. On this page, you'll be able to instruct BuilderAll through MailingBoss on what would be the next step if someone decides to subscribe to your list or unsubscribe. If you have multiple lists, when you click on this text box, all your lists will be shown below. The same applies on this section as well. Because if we've only got one, it wouldn't show up. Pretty simple to explain. The next button I'm going to show you will be the notifications. So I'm going to click on that for you as well. Under the notification screen, there are only 3 sets of information that you can change. Now we've got a few drop down boxes here. Your only choices are yes or no for all of them. So whenever someone decides to subscribe to your mailing list, you tell BuilderAll whether you want them to, want the system to notify you that someone's tried to subscribe to your list. Same thing for the unsubscribe. You can choose to be notified or not notified. Normally I would keep the confirm bit to no. So I'm only interested when someone subscribed to my mailing list or someone unsubscribed. Alright, let's go to the last button, which is advanced. Let me click on that for you right now. So this is the advanced section of the BuilderAll page. A lot of information we've seen in the past, which is your opt-in and your opt-out, plus your information where the email is coming from. Remember, MailingBoss inside BuilderAll is your autoresponder. So it's going to send email on behalf of yourself. So you need to list down very carefully who you're going to be representing in the email that your subscriber will be reading from, which is also corresponding to the email list that you want them to see. Okay, so we've got one from the sender and we've got one for the reply as well. The other thing we haven't spoken to is this section here, the welcome email. You'll get to see what that means later on in just a few seconds time. So the only choice you get is to create a welcome email or no welcome email. Okay, so that's all I want to show you in the advanced tab. Let's move to the next section. Okay, so the last section in this video that I want to demonstrate can be found once you click on the Pages button right here. So let's turn our attention to the right hand side of this section underneath the emails. If you recall back in episode 2, I showed you a screenshot of a landing page or squeeze page that contains a registration form. So think about this. Once the person looks into your form, enters information, clicks on the button, this is what will happen in the background. So this is one very common scenario that can happen when BuilderAll or your landing page sends information to BuilderAll. So the first one we're going to look at is what we'll call the subscribe confirm email. So I'll click on that for you as well. Let's click on this button here. So here we are presented with the subscribe confirm email. It's a template, and BuilderAll will give you the flexibility to make changes to it. So why is this important? Well, it's part of that two-step opt-in function that we had earlier on. So just remember, when someone clicks on the button to receive information, when they do the registration, BuilderAll collects that information, pumps it back into the back engine, and sends an email, which is what we're looking at here, back to the subscriber, where they've already given us the email address. As I said, this is a template. BuilderAll do give you some flexibility to make changes to it. In our case, maybe we can make it even more prettier. So if you're familiar with the user interface, you go to the right hand side and choose the element that you can enter and add on to the template. So I'll just use one for illustration. Let's pick something called an image. So I'm going to click on the image button and drag it to the bottom of the screen. Voila! This is what you can expect your user can see once they receive the confirmation email. So inside here, you're able to make changes to the image by clicking on this pencil, but I'll save that for another section. I did say this is a template, but you got to be careful. There are two sections here where you're not supposed to make any changes to all. So the first one I'll bring to your attention is this one highlight in blue. So let's click here. This is the URL that's dedicated to where you're going to subscribe to that list. In our case, it's the Barcelona Computer Club list. And the second one here is another URL that BuilderAll has designed, the subscribe URL. If someone's decided to unsubscribe from your list, this is where they click. The company name, all those in brackets, you can make changes to that as well. Okay, that's all I want to say for this particular template. Let me show you another one. So I'll go back to the home page. So the next logical part we're going to explore is the bottom one here, subscription confirm email. So I'll click on that one for you as well. So this is the screen for subscription confirm approval email. You have the freedom to make changes to the subject line. So it's a very similar template that we've seen in the past. Once again, do not make changes to the list name and do not make changes to the link that's highlighted in blue. And similarly, we can add some customization to this template. So for instance, maybe I want to add a 2-button block here. So to make changes to these buttons, very simple, just click on the button number 1. Let's make the title like, and a second one here, dislike. Alrighty. Pretty easy, drag and drop, click and type. If you're happy with that, save the changes and move on to the next one. Alright, I'm going to show you another section here. Let's go back to the home page. Now, for whatever reason your subscriber may want to unsubscribe from your list, you need to provide a section for them in order to unsubscribe. This is where the unsubscribe confirm email comes to it. So I'll click on that just to show what it looks like. As you can see, it is the same principle. It provides a template. You can make changes to the template. Just do not delete the links and the blue highlight link here as well. Let me go to the home page. So the section I haven't touched on, I'll do right now, is called a welcome email. I'll click on that too. So the welcome email is no different from the other templates that we've seen a few seconds ago. The idea is once your subscriber has successfully opted in and BuilderAll has confirmed that they are part of the subscribing list, a welcome email will come straight away into their inbox just to congratulate them they're part of this subscription list. But here's the difference. This part is optional. So remember, do you remember? Back in the advanced section, I showed you early on the top right hand corner, there's a field called welcome email. This is where you tell BuilderAll whether you want that welcome email to be sent or not to be sent. Okay, that wraps it up. I hope you've learned a lot. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. And don't forget, if you have found these videos to be of use to you, then please be a good sport and subscribe, like and share the videos.